Hi guys, welcome to Simply Scuba. Here we've got the Aqualung i770R dive computer. So this is a color screen dive computer. It's got a TFT screen, rechargeable battery. Let's take a closer look and see what you actually get inside of the box. So in the box, if we open that up, the computer itself comes in a neat little case. So that's going to keep your dive computer nice and safe when you're transporting it around and when you're putting it in storage. Also in the box, we get a Bungee Mount. So as standard, it comes with a NATO mount that I'll show you in a second. This is a great alternative, especially if you're like a dry suit diver or a thicker wetsuit diver. The bungee cable just allows that bit of compression. So as you're going down, as your wetsuit or dry suit starts to compress, it's always kind of keeping it in place, and it's always sort of quicker and easier to mount it. But that's totally up to you. Also in the box, you get a paper version of the manual, but of course you can download the manual online as a PDF. You get a quick start guide and the usual bits and bobs and blurb inside. But we want to take a closer look at the dive computer itself. So inside of this little case, in the lid, we have a download cable, and this is how you also recharge the lithium-ion battery inside of it. So because it's got that rechargeable lithium-ion battery, it means that you're never really going to miss a dive. You don't have to send your dive computer away to get the battery changed sort of once or twice a year, or sorry, once every other year. You just recharge it as and when you need it. It also means that it can power the color screen. So inside we have our dive computer. So as you can see, it's a fairly compact but large screen dive computer. This is where you're going to plug in that USB cable to recharge it. But inside you also have Bluetooth technology, which is why I have my phone on the table as well. I'll show you how that connects later, because that makes it really easy to adjust the settings. You don't have to do it on the computer itself. You can just sync it with your phone and change all the settings on your phone. Makes it really quick and easy to customize your dive computer to exactly what you need. So nice long NATO strap, and this is a real sort of good strong weave on that. It's nice and sort of tough. You get plenty of length on that, so it's going to wrap around your wrist even if you're wearing a really chunky dry suit. This little section here is a nice little touch. That's elasticated, but it's a real tough elastic, so it's got a little bit of give, so it keeps that tension on your wrist, stops the computer from moving around, but not so much that it's kind of floppy. Okay, so 3-button user interface. You've got down, you have up, and then you have select. If I just wake it up again, as you can see, it's got a full color screen TFT screen. So color-coded information makes it really easy to understand, especially when you're in the water. If everything's green and white, then everything is fine. When stuff starts to turn yellow and red, you need to pay attention to it. So here we've got the home menu. We're just going to navigate sort of around here. Going up, you've got your information. So when you set this up sort of with the app, it's got all these sort of emergency contact information just in case anyone needs to get in contact with your emergency contacts. All of your information, if you're unconscious, then they can get hold of that. Holding down the select button acts as a backwards. Okay, we're going to go down, dive computer information, so just the information about your dive computer, this one here. And then going down to setup. So you can change all the display, the date, the time, language, Bluetooth, setting that on and off. I've got the little Bluetooth logo on, so that tells me that it's on, but you can switch that off. That just saves a bit of battery power. Again, all of these things you can set and change on your phone through the Diver Log Plus app. It's a free app. It connects by Bluetooth to your phone. It's very quick and easy. And then we're just going to go into mode. So we have 3 modes: dive, gauge, and free. So dive is scuba diving. Gauge, it just acts as a bottom timer and pressure gauge, so or depth gauge, I should say. And then free dive, if you're snorkeling, if you're free diving, then you can use this computer. Okay, so here's our basic dive screen. We've got the compass down at the bottom. It's already connected to the wireless air transmitter. This can connect to up to 4 wireless air transmitters, and the main benefit of this is they have a permanent linking system, so you never have to sort of search for your transmitter at the beginning of every dive. All you do is you set up the transmitter, you input the serial number of the transmitter, and then they are paired for life. So that's very quick and easy, and again you can do that on your phone. You can type in the serial number. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so nice big clear display as you can see. If I hold down the select button whilst you're sort of in dive mode in the water, here's your compass. So this is a 3-axis compass, so very, very effective. You don't have to hold it completely flat like analog compasses. Coming back out of that, we're going to start to look at the app. Okay, so on the app, you pair it to the serial number of the dive computer, and then very easily you can go into all of the settings. So I want to change the gas mixes that I'm using. So gas mix 1 right now is set to air. You've got 30%, 32%. You can change the PPO2s and everything that you want to on there. And then once everything is done, you just hit sync. It syncs to your dive computer. Nothing has to be plugged into one another. It's all done via Bluetooth. Very quick and effective. So we can change whether we're diving in salt or fresh water, whether you prefer imperial or metric, your conservative factors, deep stops, whether you want to dive on deep stops, safety stops. You can choose how long your safety stop is and where that takes place. Your sample rate, how often it records sort of where you are for your logbook at the end of the dive. The transmitters. Here's the serial number for the transmitter. You set that and it connects. You can set up to 4 different transmitters, and it's just as easy. You switch it on and then you type in the serial number, and then they are paired for life. So that's much easier. You don't have to continually, as soon as you switch on your cylinder, try and pair the device and they look for one another. It's just done. So different alarms and whatnot. Audible alarms, you can switch them off if you don't like annoying beeping noises. You can set all the different alarms that you want, your maximum depth, your elapsed dive time remaining. Because this connects to a wireless air transmitter, Aqualung have a patented gas time remaining algorithm in here. So it works out based on your current breathing rate, your current sort of gas supply remaining, and your current depth, and it works out exactly how much bottom time or gas time you have remaining. And this is this green number we have here on the screen, GTR, that's your gas time remaining. So with that, it will tell you in minutes exactly how much gas you have left. Instead of just 209 bar, it actually tells you if you continue at this current rate, at this current depth, your gas will run out in so many minutes. Turn pressure, so when you get down to a certain pressure, it tells you when to turn the dive. Your end pressure, when you want to end the dive, and these are all customizable. You can select sort of when you want to sort of end the dive. Free diving mode, you have the different alarms by your depth so that you know how deep you are at given time, and a repeating dive interval alarm, so it tells you when you're on the surface, sort of when to, how long you should stay on the surface. So one of the real benefits of this dive computer is the app, because it's very sort of easy to adjust and change the settings without having to do it on the computer. And then when everything's done, you just hit sync, it syncs to itself. Another nice feature of this is that you can get firmware updates. So as Aqualung sort of progress and they sort of make new features for the dive computer, they're free. Just click on that little button. It just double checks to see if there's anything. Your dive computer is up to date. If there is an update, downloads it to your dive computer free of charge, quick and easy, so you get the latest features. The final one is references, and these are just PDFs that you can download. The quick reference guide and the owner's manual, so you know how to use it and how the dive computer works. So it's a very smart dive computer. You've got nitrox in there, so for most sort of recreational divers, this is perfect. The color screen makes it really user friendly, and because it's got that sort of rechargeable battery inside of it, you can charge it through any powered USB port, much like some modern phones and tablets. Really quick and easy to get used to. Fantastic, lovely strap that goes on it, but you can also fit that bungee strap if you prefer. This is the Aqualung i770R dive computer. Thanks for watching. Safe diving. We are an online dive store serving the UK and the world for all your diving equipment needs. So why not visit us at simplyscuba.com or click the box on your screen.